Well, former President Donald Trump questioned Vice President Kamala Harris's racial identity during a fiery Q&A at the National Association of Black Journalists convention in Chicago. Take a listen.
I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
Janiyah Thomas, the Black Media Director for the Trump Campaign 2024, joining us now. Janiyah, good morning to you. Vice President Harris last night responded to those comments by former President Trump. Let's listen to that, and I'll ask you a question on the other side.
It was the same old show. The divisiveness and the disrespect. And let me just say, the American people deserve better. The American people deserve a leader who tells the truth, a leader who does not respond with hostility and anger when confronted with the facts.
What is the Trump campaign's response to that this morning?
I think what she said, what the American people deserve. I think the American people, specifically Black people, deserve a campaign event that isn't limited to a Megan Thee Stallion concert. You know, I think that when you're approached in a hostile, disrespectful way, that's only natural. We're all human to respond the same way. He was in a hostile situation. They came at him immediately from the start. There was no, hi, how are you? No, thank you for being here. None of that.
The reaction, though, has been fierce to the former president's comments. Some have called his performance there, quote, chaotic, a train wreck, hostile. Why bring up race?
I think, they wanted to bring up race. We're talking to a room full of Black journalists. Obviously, race was going to come up during the discussion. And I think they made the entire conversation very racial. And I think that, like, a lot of Black voters want to hear people talk about policies. They want to hear him talk about the tangibles. They want to hear him talk about the things he's done for our community. They want to hear him talk about the things he's going to do for our community. And I think they made the entire conversation about race because of the environment that he was in. And I think that Black voters deserve to hear more and deserve better than that.
But the former president is the one who made the comments questioning Kamala Harris's racial identity. Why bring that up when there are, to your point, other issues to discuss? Inflation, the economy, the border.
I think initially, he didn't say anything that Twitter and everyone else hasn't already been saying. A lot of Black voters have been saying the same thing about her, that she flip-flops and doesn't know whether she wants to be Indian or whether she wants to be Black. And she likes to be Black when it's convenient. I don't think he said anything wrong in that.
Will race be a continued theme that we'll see from the Trump campaign here on out?
I think that's a question for Kamala Harris's campaign. I think they're the ones that like to race bait, and I think they're the ones that make everything about race.
For Black voters, and really for any voter who's watching this morning, what is the Trump campaign's message to Black voters today?
It's the same message that it's been the entire campaign. If you want safer communities, stronger borders, and a stronger economy, then vote for President Trump come November.
Okay, Janiyah Thomas, thank you for joining us this morning. Appreciate you answering our questions.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.